and actually this play, that last run, was actually a designed run to the left. A poor cut from T.J. Yeldon, frankly, where he tried to press it to the front side. He's got to go away. This is called this is inside zone with the slider. And it's a mistake by T.J. Yeldon. You can tell he maybe hasn't gotten as many reps in the last couple weeks, and he's been nursing an injury. We'll break it down in just a second. Delay a game, not going to make a difference when this guy's gone.
JK.
They probably took the delay a game because they need more room for him to down it. I mean, he could probably kick it out of the end zone if he wanted to.
People in the upper deck are nervous.
Goodness gracious.
Didn't really make any difference.
They caught it on the 5-yard line. They don't take that delay a game. It's in the end zone, bud.
We'll take a short break. 14-6. Bama is leading in the second quarter. Don't go anywhere.
Our coverage.
But is it 4-down territory? Looking like the offense is staying out on the field.
Why not?
Paul, what you thinking here? 4-down territory all the way?
I would, but they give me again. I was fired as the offensive coordinator for the University of Tennessee.
That's right. You're right. Yeah.
Uncle Mo, this is a clear ability to try to keep Uncle Mo on your side.
Uncle Mo is having a good day.
Oh, he is. And you know what? Physical running game, up the middle, toward the left is where Alabama's making their hay right now. Double team, double team.
We've seen that move by Nick Saban before. Okay, we're not kicking a field goal here. Not with our field goal kicker.
Yeah.
It's a good way to lose momentum. Uncle Mo, good territory here, Booger.
Yeah.
Very good territory. And that is putting this game in a really precarious point.
That's the difference right there between Yeldon and Henry. Yeldon can make those cuts in the backfield. Subtle little cut right there to get outside. That's what he does best, where Henry is more of a downhill guy. So it looks like a little play, but that's a big play. Shows the athleticism of a guy like
Jim is in West Palm Beach. Go right ahead, Jim. Thanks for the call.
Hey, now do you think this game is over with?
What's that, Jim?
Do you think this game is now over?
What do you guys think?
I'm not willing to say that just yet. There's still a lot of time left, a lot of opportunities. If Alabama continues to establish the line of scrimmage, Ohio State has no chance.
Yeah, I would say, I'm not going to say it's over yet because it is early, but everything is going Alabama's way right now, even after a shaky start.
have to convert the red zone.
Yeah, no, this is a dangerous moment in the game for Ohio State. We'll take a short break. Back with your calls. Back with more commentary.
Peace. Let's go.
BIDS.com. Visit Quibids.com now.
I'm Dory Noka, and you're watching the SEC Network. Due to time constraints, we move ahead in our coverage.
Welcome back to Finebaum Film Room, presented by Dr. Pepper.
We're back, and let's talk a little bit about what we just got through watching, the injury to Landon Collins. Booger, when did it happen, and what do you think it is?
Well, it looks like he hurt his arm, and it looked like it was his right arm, and I don't think it happened on that play because you can clearly see on the play in which that he gets hurt or he allegedly gets hurt, he was already carrying his arm and kind of favoring that arm because he hurt it the previous play or two before. And to me, that's a clear sign that it was hurt a couple of plays before, not on that play in which he was laying on the ground.
And you can see him actually here in this play. Here's Landon Collins right here. He doesn't really get hit or anything. It just doesn't look normal to me. It just looks like he's just a little bit banged up. Maybe he's got a little stinger. I'm not sure what it may be, but it's unusual. He's favoring it. It's his right arm, his right shoulder right here. You can see him looking down, him kind of holding it. And that's the play before he actually went down. So an interesting thing that we'll keep an eye on. So we just talked about that jet sweep, hitting a counter off of it. That was the counter, but it was with the running back, not with the quarterback. So a lot of different ways, a lot of different variations to show things to the defense. And honestly, I like what Tom Herman's doing. I think they need to go a little bit more downhill with the quarterback. He's such a big body boog. Spread him out and run the quarterback up the middle. I think it's going to be really hard trying to do trickeration and things like that.
He's a big body, but he's not the greatest runner. He's not the biggest athlete.
No, absolutely not.
From a change of direction guy.
How important is this play coming up? Because we've talked about it too much. First of all, we have in terms of whether they can get in or get a first down.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is 4-down territory. I mean, I understand, but you get down here again, you almost feel like taking a field goal is a loss. I mean, it
is. I mean, they've been in the red zone so far and come up with field goals. If they kick a field goal here and it's 21-9, you still don't think that they're really in this ballgame. They need a touchdown to not only give their defense, give their team. Urban Meyer needs this because, I said again, his last couple of times against Kirby Smart, they've only scored 19 points. It's about 9.5 points a game. He needs to be able to put the football in.
About Saban going for it a minute ago.
I don't think he's effective. He understands Nick Saban is going to play aggressively. So he's got to play aggressively also. Right. So this may be 4-down territory.
Their center hurt on the last play as well. Got rolled up a little bit. Looks like an ankle or knee or what it may be. So watch the snap here. They were getting a couple reps on the sideline. It's a little bit different when A'Shawn Robinson's lined over the top of it. Could be a bad snap. We'll keep an eye on it here.
There we go. One of the big moments in the game.
Alabama's doing what they do. There's 3-on-2 coverage at the top of the screen.
There it is. The jet sweep action with the counter, with the running back hitting it right downhill. That's a nice job of Ezekiel Elliott getting behind his pads and delivering the blow and carrying the pile into the end zone.
We can quit talking about the red zone for a while. Let's talk to Brian in Milford. What's going on, Brian?
Hello?
Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Good evening. So I was wondering, you guys talk a lot about the Ohio State quarterback, how he needs to step up and run it. But, I mean, he's a third-string quarterback. You put the third-string quarterback for Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, we know all that, but you know, he wasn't always a third-string quarterback.
Oh, he wasn't. Okay, I'm not a big Alabama fan. Just watching the game, I just heard you talking about how, you know, he needs to step up and run it. But just wondering how you guys.
Well, he looked pretty good on that possession, Butter.
Cardinal did fine.
Yeah,
he did a good job on the 3rd and long, managing and hitting Jalen Marshall. He's done a nice job on that last drive. They need to continue to try to get him feeling comfortable. I think he's most comfortable throwing the ball down the field.
He settled down. The most important thing, he settled down. He's thrown the pick, which was absolutely an awful decision.
A bad decision.
He got fooled, but he settled down. And the reason he settled down, he's not getting any pass rush. Right. Let's just continue to watch whether Kirby Smart and Nick Saban decide to break some heat. Because right now, he's settled down, no pass rush. He's comfortable in the pocket. And you don't want to get a young quarterback comfortable in the pocket because, as we can see, he's got talent.
Oh, yeah.
And he's completing the football down the field.
Ryan is next in New York. Ryan, good evening.
Hey, Paul, huge fan. Just wanted to give you a call. I want to talk about J.K. Scott. Just incredible punting performance early. Averaging almost 60 yards a punt over 3 punts. That first punt for 70, I think, really flipped the scheme when you think about it. Really buried Ohio State, and the game score could be totally different right now had that not occurred.
Hard to find anything to disagree with.
No, because J.K. Scott, his leg has been it's unbelievable, and he changes the field position. Right. It's a difference when you have to put your offense on the field and go 50 yards as opposed to going 80 yards, which he can change. And he can flip the field position. Very underrated weapon that Alabama has in him.
I really, you think about it, over the course of the season, J.K. Scott has been one of Alabama's most consistent performers. Mm-hmm. Amari Cooper, of course, is probably your team MVP. And probably, I mean, he better have been. I don't know if he was.
He can't even second the Heisman.
Okay, he is. He's phenomenal. Blake Sims has been outstanding. A lot of the guys have played really consistent football. But I will say this, J.K. Scott consistently putting the opponent inside the 20, changing and flipping field position. And when you have to drive the length of the field against Alabama's defense, not a lot of people can do it. You have to be manageable. You have to be able to keep yourself in similar situations. You have to make some big plays. Not a lot of people can sustain drives against them.
Jumbo is in Tuscaloosa. Jumbo, good evening.
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you.
Hey, this question is for Greg. Greg, I know you ran the offense when you were there. How come we do not run more trick plays than what we do as far as double reverses or reverses and stuff like that?
I'll tell you why. Actually, I just recently called the Foster Farms Bowl a few nights ago. And I spent some time sitting down with David Shaw, and I believe Alabama coach Nick Saban probably has the same mindset. He doesn't like to trick people. He likes to beat them. So I understand doing those trick plays. It's fun for the kids. I'm sure there's probably one or two dialed up on Lane Kiffin's game plan. I'd be surprised, considering the way this game is going, if they got to it. Usually those are to flip momentum, change the way things are going, change the outcome. Right now, Alabama's doing what they want offensively. I wouldn't expect to see anything right now unless Ohio State does, in fact, score again and make it a lot more interesting. When you have the talent that Alabama has, they have a lot of talent, and it's not to say that teams that run trick plays don't, because they absolutely do. We look at TCU started the game with a trick play the other night, and it was absolutely fantastic against Ole Miss, have talent all over the board. But when you want to rely on things you can control, when you want to rely on things that are manageable and understandable, the offensive line and the quarterback in the running game, that's what you want to see if you're an Alabama fan. That's what Nick Saban wants to see.
Well, and to your point, trick plays try to trick people. When you line up with your fundamentals and your techniques, those you can travel with, those you can teach. It's hard to win off trickeration. It's hard to win off tricking people.
And I'll tell you the truth, it's not real demoralizing when you get beat by a trick play. But when you're getting beat at the line of scrimmage and they're running it down your throat, that is demoralizing for a defense and for the opposition.
And Landon Collins coming out from the locker room probably went in to get an X-ray. His right arm was hanging. I'm sure they want to check and make sure nothing was broken, nothing was dislocated. He's coming back, returning to the sideline, see if he comes back in the game when Alabama comes on defense. Because he's the key to the defense. I think he's the Vinny Sunseri of this defense, the guy that's going to line up and keep everybody in position. The quarterback of the defense, always going to be in the right position.
No question. Absolutely. And he filled in admirably for Vinny Sunseri a year ago when Vinny went down with a torn ACL. You see it, short passes, trying to get Blake Sims more comfortable through the air. Right there, a really good job by Ohio State bottling it up, not allowing DeAndre White to get anything extra.
Booger, do you feel Uncle Mo shifting a little bit here?
Well, not really shifting. I think that both teams have settled down right now. It was going back and forth early. Early was with Ohio State, then it went to Alabama. Now it's kind of settled down, and which team executes their game plan the best is probably going to be the team that's going to come out, especially in this half with the lead and going to win the game. Surprising play call there. 3rd and 3. You've been running the football pretty well. Little play action right there, and then a drop ball by DeAndre White. This could be I'm not going to say a critical moment, but it's 21-13. Ohio State just scored. You come back out. Now you punt it back to them. It's 1:41 left in the game.
Alabama had so much momentum.
Exactly.
That's just one you got to look at. A good throw by Blake Sims. He had a guy in his face. He retreated, which is what you're taught to do. Delivered a nice, accurate throw on the sideline. DeAndre White, the senior, he's just got to make a play.
We talked about Scott.
Can J.K. Scott bail him out with a big punt here? Flip field position. Look at that.
Was that a serious question, brother?
He bailed him out. I mean, that's unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, here he is punting from almost his own end zone.
There was a vulnerable situation there for Alabama.
Right.
A bad punt.
Now it's under 2 minutes left, and Ohio State has to go 80 yards. You feel better about your defense if you're Nick Saban and Kirby Smart right now, defending 80 yards as opposed to defending 50 or 55.
One of my very good friends, I was with the Cincinnati Bengals last year, Kevin Huber, a Pro Bowl punter. He is outstanding. He's great. He's a left-footed kicker, can really drive the football. I've never seen anyone that kicks the ball as far as this guy, or as well as this guy. And I've been around Pro Bowlers, and this guy's as good as I've ever seen. He would be on a Pro Bowl right now in the NFL if he was, in fact, eligible to be drafted on one of those two teams.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little early.
See what Cardell has here.
Oh, he's throwing the football. Still in rhythm.
Getting confident.
No pass rush. He is as comfortable in the pocket as I've seen him all night.
What's going on the outside?
Well,